people of the mountain. And I want to tell you, the vote that we gave President William Ruto in 2022 made the people of Mount Kenya be respected by other communities. And as we speak today, all other communities want to work with us. People of Western want to work with us. The people of Lower Eastern want to work with us. The people of Coast want to work with us. That plan by the president to isolate the mountain will not work. And I am reaching out to everybody, and they are also reaching out to me and our leaders. And I want to assure the people of the mountain, it is not possible for them to be isolated because other Kenyans have no problem with them. It's only President William Ruto who has a problem with the people of Mount Kenya, despite having voted for him to a man. And we are in very serious consultations with the rest of Kenyans, and we'll work together as one united country. And it is not possible. And I would have expected, the president has been talking about uniting the country. In his meeting, a member of parliament says that Mount Kenya will be isolated, and then the president is quiet. He did not even say anything about it. Why he didn't say anything about it is because he is the architect of that plan, and he's the one who had told that member of parliament to threaten the people of Mount Kenya. What the president is trying to do is to sell us fear, and to make the people of the Mount Kenya feel that if they don't follow him blindly, they will be isolated. I want to say the people of Mount Kenya region cannot buy fear from anybody. They are people who are very resilient. They are people who are very courageous. They will soldier on, will unify our region, and will work with other regions for the benefit of the unity of the country. So let nobody be worried about isolation. It is not possible, and I have promised the president, no matter what he tries to do to isolate the people of Mount Kenya from the rest of the country, it will not work. He has tried to divide the people of Mount Kenya, east and west, and I told him no. He tried twice to divide the people of Mount Kenya into counties. I told him no. And I can assure you, the people of this region know that he wanted to divide them and they cannot agree. And they will stay united. And once we are united, we'll join other regions to have one united Kenya, a strong country that everybody.
How government's planning on remedying the current situations, the insecurities in the country? How will you get the trust back from the mass as far as security is concerned?
I think a government that can not secure its people has no business being in government. It's a cardinal responsibility of any government all over the world. The first responsibility of the government is to secure the people. When the government turns against its own, it's a very sorry state of affairs. What we are seeing today in Kenya is unprecedented. And it's very, very, very unfortunate where state agencies have turned against the citizens. And it's even more annoying that the people who have been targeted are our children, the young people, by the state for abductions, for extrajudicial killings. As Deputy President, on the 26th of June last year, I called a press conference in Mombasa just after the president had spoken and condemned abductions and extrajudicial killings. You have seen our minister, our cabinet secretary for public service, Dr. Justin Gideon Muturi, giving an account of how his own son was abducted by members of the National Intelligence Service, and was only released after the president intervened. And then you are wondering what happens to those who cannot access the president. I think this administration has sunk very low. That is something that has not been done. Even in terms of repression during the colonial times, the British colonialists never went for children and women. But we have seen an administration that is really going for children, abducting them, mistreating them, punishing them, persecuting them. This is really, really very low. And I want to condemn in the strongest terms possible the insecurity that's going on in the country. And it's unfortunate that the same insecurity is being perpetuated by the state that is supposed to take care of people's security. You have seen the emergence of criminal gangs that terrorized people in this country in the 90s. Here in the Mount Kenya region and in Nairobi, the government is trying to bring back criminal gangs that used to reign terror, against the people. And they are being brought to manage politics, disrupt meetings, cause mayhem, kill people, harm people. And this is being done by the state. Yet the state is the one that is supposed to protect the people. we are having a situation that is very laughable in this country, that our administration has sent policemen in Haiti to help the people of that country to fight criminal gangs. Yet the same government here in Kenya is funding and reviving criminal gangs to cause mayhem against the people of Kenya. It really doesn't make sense. Why you would want to send policemen to help a foreign country to deal with criminal gangs, yet in your own country you are spending public resources to revive a criminal gang and finance that gang to cause mayhem against its own citizens. I want to give a commitment that an administration that I will be part of will secure this country, will make sure that the people of Kenya are safe, and it will deal with the criminals ruthlessly in accordance with the law, so that people are able to do things, to go about their business without fear, so that people can be able to invest, so that people can be able to carry out businesses. As we speak today, there's a lot of fear. Parents do not know when they don't see their children. They don't know whether they have been abducted or not. There's a lot of fear in the country, a lot of anxiety, and that is not healthy for investment. It's not healthy for attracting foreign investors. It's not healthy for people to do business. I want to give a commitment that we would have a very responsible administration, and our security agencies would not perpetuate crime. They will not be involved in crime. They will be preventing crime. They will be securing the people of Kenya. They will be making sure there is rule of law and there is law and order. That is a commitment that I would like to give.
Finally, we come to the last question of the undersecurity. What words do you have for the taxpayers who this government has denied security they have paid for, whereas the same government has taken officers who are providing excellent care in foreign lands such as Haiti? What word do you have?
That is what is a tragedy. That government is spending public resources to send policemen to Haiti to help foreigners secure their country. Yet in our own motherland, our security agencies are the ones perpetuating crime. They are the ones abducting people. They are the ones killing people. They are the ones escorting criminal gangs to disrupt meetings. It's very, very, very unfortunate. In fact, it's the lowest we can ever go as a country. And I really, really feel very sorry that I was part of that administration. I campaigned for this administration. I never imagined in my life that I would campaign and serve in a government that would turn against its own people, especially our children, the Gen Zs. These young people are just creative and innovative. And I would like to tell our administration to know that nature abhors vacuum. Why are the Gen Zs becoming a headache to government in terms of raising issues? It's because the government killed the opposition. Azimio coalition was absorbed into government. So they don't put the government into check. Again, institutions of accountability and oversight like Parliament and the Senate have been compromised. They have been compromised completely. So what happens is that nature abhors vacuum. Somebody has to keep the government in check, and it's fortunate for this country that our young people have taken up that role to put the government to task, to ask questions on behalf of the people of Kenya, because nature abhors vacuum. I want to tell this administration that even if you compromise all institutions of oversight, others will come up. That is the way nature operates, and it's as good. There's nothing you can do about it. Even if you succeed and you not by silencing the young people, some other people will come up to put the government in check. So I want to say that this is very, very unfortunate, and new administration would not go that low, would not allow insecurity, and will not have state organs perpetuate insecurity, because this country, we had problems in 2007, post-election violence, and you know how ugly it was. And we had the Krieger Commission that made recommendations on how to avoid such situations in future. And the Krieger Commission recommended us to have a credible, to have IBC 3 years before the election, because the process is as important as the outcome. We are having a very, very dicey situation here in the country because there are no IBC commissioners and the elections are 2.5 years from now. And there has been very deliberate efforts by this IBC is not put in place. Cases have been put in court by proxies of the state to make sure we have no IBC. We are appealing to the international community to pile pressure to administration to agree that we need to constitute IBC. As it is already with boundary, the Constitution says that between 10 and 12 years, we should review our boundaries so that we create extra constituencies and we align other boundaries. Today, as we speak, we have no IBC to start preparing for the election. So mine is to appeal to the international community to put pressure on the government to constitute the IBC. And you have heard some very close politicians to the president making statements that are very worrisome. You heard a member of parliament saying that they can extend the president's tenure by another 24 years. You have had another member of parliament very close to the president say, even if the votes are not enough, they will manufacture them. These statements are very worrying. You saw another senator close to the president try to bring a bill in the Senate to extend the president's tenure to 7 years. And when you look at all these things and the absence of the IBC, you see a red flag. So we want as a country, because this is a democratic country that carries out elections in every 5 years. And one of the ways to stabilize a country is to have very credible elections. So we are calling upon the constitution of the IBC, we are calling upon the international community to pile pressure on this administration to have the IBC constituted so that it can start preparing for the next general election, it can start rolling out voter registration. And on that note, we have also noted that there is a deliberate effort to deny young people IDs, because the Gen Zs are the ones that will determine the next governance structure in this country. And I think this administration is uncomfortable with the Gen Zs. And we have found there is a deliberate effort to make sure that young people are not being registered as Kenyans. We want to call upon the government to allow our young people